This is Derrick Osaze. Remember, Jimmy Sains defending his English middleweight title, and we can throw it back to your MC for this one, Mr. Ben Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next bout of the evening. 10 rounds of action for the English middleweight and Commonwealth silver title. Making his way to the ring, please welcome Del Boy, Derrick Osaze.
Almost 8.5 years as a pro now for the well-travelled but frustratingly inactive Derrick Osaze. He's had only 16 fights, but he's decent. Extended George Liddard the distance, Tyler Denny as well, both the main event fighters tonight. I met his sister outside earlier, so he's got some family support. And she said that they used to go to the gym together, he carried on, and she said she was too pretty to fight.
I got told that all throughout my career.
Did you?
But I ignored it and I carried on.
That's when he had hair. That's when he had hair.
Here he comes, Derrick Osaze, and his sister said to me, he's quiet, he's a silent assassin, but he's trained very hard for this opportunity.
And now entering the arena, the English and Commonwealth silver champion, Jimmy Sains.
He's got big support. Chatting to some of the fans earlier, and they were mentioning Jimmy Sains maybe as much as, if not more than, George Liddard, both from the same stable. He's tall, he's talented, he's a hard-hitting southpaw, he's dangerous, and he's caught the eye early on in his embryonic but quite meteoric rise. 2.5 years in, he's got skills, he's got power. Darren, he could go a long way, this guy.
Yeah, he's got a lot to like. Well schooled from the famous green and gold of Repton Amateur Boxing Club. Lovely jab, and really sits down on his shots now and bundles of power. Really enjoying the process, and I think that's important. Buzzing in the gym. Obviously, top of the bill, George Liddard, his stable mate, holds the titles that he wants very soon. So buzzing, but this is a proper test, Adam.
Copper Box Arena, we're live on the zone and we're ready for our next bout of the evening. Eddie Hearn and Matry Boxing present 10 rounds for the English and Commonwealth silver middleweight title. The action is sponsored by Betfred, Drip, Riyadh Season, Events 365, North Defense, 10% Club, Fuel Hub, That Prize Guy, and Everlast. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge is Ben Harmsworth. Your 3 scoring judges at ringside are Bob Williams, Reese Carter, and Lee Every. Your timekeeper at the bell is Stephen Pucci, and your referee is 8-star referee Mark Bates. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 11 stone, 5 pounds, and 6 ounces. He has a record of 16 fights, 13 wins, and 3 defeats, wearing white and gold trim from Nottingham. Fighting out of Peckham, Del Boy, Derrick Osaze. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 11 stone, 5 pounds, and 6 ounces. He has a perfect record, 11 fights, 11 wins, 10 wins inside the distance, wearing green and gold from Brentwood, Essex. He's the reigning and defending English and Commonwealth silver champion. Please welcome Jimmy Sains. no expected. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck to you both, gents. Touch them up.
The opening fight on DAZN tonight was a firecracker. What happens next? The fascinating British 11 stone 6, 160 pound scene. Good Essex's Jimmy Sains be one to rise to the very top. Got to get through this Derrick Osaze, based in Nottingham, from South London, in the white and gold here. Osaze's 113, so more than Sains, but Sains this perfect record. And so many Barry by knockout as well.
Yeah, I know, he can punch, he certainly can, but I think his boxing's going to have to come into play tonight, because Osaze is tough, he's strong, and he's a busy fighter, so that jab, which you've already seen from Sains, is a solid weapon, but that's going to have to be very, very active in this contest.
Saying all the right things, Derrick Osaze at the press conference on Thursday. Not putting too much pressure on himself, but really understands what he needs to do to push on, and really fancies this one, but seems to have landed a shot there, Jimmy Sains. For a second, seemed to stun Osaze.
Yep, good spot he did. And another right hand. Osaze did land a couple of body shots and tries again. This is another excellent start. It's a good pace already. Sains trying to get his jab flowing. The green and gold of the Repton. But Osaze is a tough guy, and he's just been inactive. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities. And he's strong, he's sturdy, and he knows his way around a ring.
But he's the sort of fighter who wants to fight him, unless you have to. He's that sort of guy, isn't he? So he has to force his way through the door, unfortunately for him. But he just did something a second ago, Osaze. He did the head to the left with the right hand over the top, and I think to get away and to try and negate that beautiful jab of Jimmy Sains, that's what he has to do when he slides forward. Tried it there again, didn't work, but that's the right idea.
You can see his mindset here, can't you? He wants to try and out-hustle, outwork Jimmy Sains. He's just got to keep that left hand. He seems a lot more disciplined with that lead hand now. But look back at the Denzel Bentley fight, and he could not miss Bentley with the right hand over the top of the right uppercut. So something for Jimmy Sains to keep an eye on.
Left hook to the body from Osaze. Quick start this on his feet. Jimmy Sains might learn plenty tonight, just like Lely Buttigieg did in fight number 1.
He's boxing okay here, Sains. The jab is lovely. Active with him, and Usman's going to be busy. Trying to fire that right hand over the top, but at least there was conviction in the shot. Meaning Osaze couldn't fire back.
Yeah, he's very good with that jab, Sains, early, but Osaze's busy.
Always looking to land to the body as well, Osaze. Nice straight right.
Darren, it looks like another really competitive match, doesn't it?
Well, the exact step up that these young guns need.
Just stopped him in his tracks, right? Big breathing, mate. Good. Just keep using the jab, straight right hand. Look for that spot over the top, yeah,
The
Jim.
quiet, considered voice of one of the great trainers in British boxing, Tony Sims. A man, Darren, obviously you know so well. He's got Jimmy Sains, and then he's got George Liddard, so two competitive rivals in that gym.
Yeah, I mean, incredible, it really is. And yeah, me and Barry have spoke about it. It won't be long before Jimmy Sains is going to want what he's got, George Liddard. But yeah, in mentioning Tony Sims, what a great coach he really is. I mean, I couldn't have done what I achieved without Tony, so...
Definitely, that's true.
I knew you'd get that in. Derrick Osaze wants to make his own path, though, and he's got a real opportunity here. Sains unbeaten in 11, but this is good from Osaze early.
Yeah, good body shot there from Osaze. Nice little dip there, trying to go in again.
Yeah, nice work. Combinations, letting his hands go in the neutral corner. And Sains just has to regroup.
You've got to adjust the rhythm, haven't you, Sains, a little bit here.
Barry, I thought he looked just a little tired when he went on his stool at the end of the first
Yeah,
round.
but I think that's just, sometimes you just got to get used to the pace. And I thought, good shot there from Sains.
Yeah, back he comes, Sains. He's got that power that he can always rely on. But Osaze's giving him no respect. He's standing right in front of him and taking the fight to the unbeaten man.
Yeah, that uppercut, as I mentioned, Denzel Bentley landed it. So we've already seen Osaze looking to lead with those shots to the body round the sides, and that's when you can find the opening for the uppercut. But I think ultimately what Tony said, get behind the jab, everything will follow. That right will go straight down the pipe. But for Derrick Osaze, he's doing the right thing here, just as long as he stays defensively sound after he lets the shots go.
But I think Sains got to be stepping, either holding his ground with the jab or stepping forward with the jab. I mean, the last thing you want to do with Osaze is giving that forward momentum, because the rhythm he has, he can throw off every shot he throws.
And he's got a ramrod jab, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a solid.
This was the round that Osaze was taken out in a stunning performance by Denzel Bentley, but he looks a lot happier in there at the moment with Jimmy Sains. The body shot's just partially blocked. He comes back with his own. It's a pretty positive start, this, from Osaze.
And look, you know, with age and maturity and experience in the ring, you kind of understand who you are as a fighter. And yeah, maybe a bit naive when he fought Bentley, and now he's kind of found his rhythm. He's found who he is, and he's busy, and he's definitely defensively better.
Oh, good shot there from Osaze. There's not a lot of weight in the shot, but they're effective, and also he's forced.
Well, he's really forcing the pace. Obviously extremely fit. Osaze, body shots as well. He's come with a plan, and he's come with hunger, and this is really good stuff for the man based in Nottingham. Uppercut as well. You said he fancied it at the press conference. Well, I tell you what, he's doing really well in these opening couple of rounds, and Jimmy Sains under pressure as the bell goes. Let's get backstage. Jamie has Tyler Denny.
Backstage here then with one half of the main event, Tyler Denny. Tyler, look, fight night finally here. Big smiles on your face. How are you feeling?
I'm great, man. I'm great. I'm buzzing. This is the opportunity I've wanted, so I'm here.
It seems what you always do best, Tyler. Look, you've ripped up the script as the underdog many times. Is come on big shows and spoil the party. How do you plan on doing that against George Liddell once again tonight?
I was going to punch him up, like I said. I'm going to punch him a lot more than he's going to punch me. He's not going to like it in there. I'm going to be nasty with him. I'm going to bash him up.
What do you see, I guess, apart from the experience being the big difference in there?
This is everything for me now. Do you know what I mean? I've come to a stage I need to win. It's a must win. And I'm willing to die in there tonight. I will get the win.
Good luck, Tyler.
Thank you.
Good fighter, former European champion, had a brilliant purple patch, didn't he? Tyler Denny came unstuck against Hamza Shiraz, but he's had a couple of low-key wins, and he really fancies it. He was giving it to George Liddell on the scales last night, saying, Liddell, you've been dropped in sparring, and great stuff. Psychological warfare before the first bell. Main event coming up later. Liddell and Denny, British and Commonwealth middleweight titles. This is for the English belt, and it's held at the moment by Jimmy Sains in the green and gold. But I tell you what, this Derrick Osaze wants to take it home with him.
He's fired up, that's for sure, and he needs to keep getting close to Jimmy Sains. And we see a moment ago, right at the start of this third round, he threw a jab, long left hook, the right hand. Jimmy Sains, that's what he's got to do, try and keep Osaze at bay.
But I think
doubling up on the jab.
Yeah, I think it's got to be more than single shots here, because Osaze's doing what Tyler Denny's going to try to do to Liddell and force him to fight his fight early, because then you fight out of your own rhythm, then you'll tire quicker. And I think that's what Osaze's done, very clever. He's come forward, rolling forward, nice and relaxed. And even though Sains knew he had to use the jab, but I think he's confused using the jab with moving. I don't think he has to move as much.
Right hand from Osaze, doubling up, hit round the back of the head, but some of those got through clean. And Jimmy Sains has not probably felt this sort of pressure in his pro career so far, and there's a long way to go in this fight, dabbing his nose.
That's why I said to the lead-up to the contest that Sains is a puncher, we know that, but I think his boxing, which he is a good boxer, is going to come into play here, because Osaze takes a good shot, he's busy, he's tough, and like Darren's saying, he has all that experience, and it's showing right now.
This is very, very good from Derrick Osaze. Our top producer, Jim Bentley, was saying to me earlier that these are going to be really live fights, all of them.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening in reality.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where Jimmy Sains needs to be. He needs to give himself a bit of space, just get bullied a little bit too much by Osaze. You can still move your feet, you can still move around the target, just don't want to give up too much room.
But Sains' jab is effective when he's stepping in with it, because there's so much weight there, and he has a good timing with it when he does that. Not so effective when he's on the move.
Hustle and bustle from Osaze, got to defend himself and just see out the storm maybe here, Jimmy Sains. But I think what Barry's saying, get back to his boxing, that's better with the jab. Then he looks really good, he has the class, the amateur pedigree, but Osaze's got this will to win tonight.
That's where you throw the right uppercut if you're Jimmy Sains. When he leads with that left to the body, Osaze, that's when you try and slide the uppercut through the middle. Osaze, I'd like to see him just keep the shot straight until he gets inside. This is when you can let the hooks go.
Right shot from Sains. There's the power. Bell comes, and it saves Osaze possibly, because 10 knockouts in his 11 wins. And just when Osaze was getting into a rhythm and relax, he walks into a shot. And wow, that's what can happen against Jimmy Sains.
Well, I tell you what, that is saved by the bell. He was hurt there for sure.
Yeah. You can't switch off. Yeah.
Right at the end here. Let's have a look at this shot. Got a little scrappy, didn't he? A little open with a defence and a peach of a right hand right on the button. He took it well, Barry.
He did, and I think he's got to jump on him now, Sains. Though not recklessly, but he got to punch and you got to be busy from the offset of this round, because Osaze was having such a great round. I think he still won the round for me, Osaze. I know that was the best punch of the fight. He was wobbled, but he won pretty much every second of that round up until that point, I thought. I mean, he just forced Sains into his fight very quickly. But then Sains with that power, that good technique, with that long right hand, and needs to capitalise on that now. Keep him busy, keep pushing him back.
Yep, in the wonderful Copper Box Arena here in East London, Jimmy Sains gets the breakthrough. End of the third round, but the bell came just in the nick of time for Derrick Osaze. Is a minute enough for the head to clear? Can Sains capitalise? What happens next?
This is where the feint comes into play for Jimmy Sains. Just start feinting, try and get Osaze to lead with something, try and open that defence, then look for the shot. Osaze, I don't think he needs to take any risks here, Barry.
No, I don't think so. And even if Osaze has recovered, don't make him comfortable to make him start to get into a rhythm again. Keep him on notice now.
Body shots from Osaze, and I think he's just getting close where he feels maybe safer. That Sains at range is a problem. There was confidence coming out for the fourth round from Jimmy Sains, but Osaze steadied the ship.
Yeah, you can do that. You can nullify the threat of your opponent's work by getting close, but when you're there, don't go wide with the shots. Chin comes high there of Osaze as well. It's a little worrying.
And he's not a devastating puncher either. 3 knockouts on Osaze's long record. Been in the Who Needs Him club, really. He's travelled around looking for opportunities to fight, and it's a right hand from Osaze now in the 4th round, and Sains has got to give ground.
Sorry, Barry, it looked like there was a bit of power in that shot.
It was the angle of the shot. He stepped to the left, but they sort of come. It didn't come over the top. It almost come literally from the top of the head down, rather than looping shot.
Gloves high, defence from Osaze.
I tell you what, he's a hard fighter to come up against, isn't he? Osaze, real solid.
And unorthodox in the way he throws his shots at times. They come in from weird angles. I really do feel you need to counter the work of Osaze. Keep that chin down, though, for Derrick Osaze. Keep it a bit tight. I don't like him leading with that left to the body.
Well, we know that in Nottingham, don't we, with the likes of Echo Esserman, the fitness of the engine, the stamina. They train really hard.
I think he's taking control again of this round, Osaze.
Swapping body shots. The jab looks good of Sains when it lands, but the quantity from Osaze, who just keeps coming forward.
Just took the feint there, Darren, you asked for, Sains, and then landed with a nice 1-2.
It's another fight that's coming alive.
10 seconds left of what's been a very entertaining watch so far. Body shot from Jimmy Sains. Certainly livelier from Sains in the fourth, but Osaze did plenty too. Let's get backstage. We've heard from Tyler Denny. Jamie has George Liddard, the champion, with him.
Backstage with British and Commonwealth middleweight champion, Mr. George Liddard. George, it's the biggest occasion of your career so far, but you seem so relaxed, mentally, physically. How are you feeling?
You know what I mean, man? I love this. I live for this. Listen, it's another day in the office for me. It's what all the hard work's for, so I'm not going to enjoy it.
Tyler Denny's, you know, you give away the experience, you give away the level he's boxed at this stage. He's saying all the right things just down the corridor there, but what do you believe when that bell rings he will not be able to live with?
I've heard this every fight, the last few fights, you know, experience, this, that. I'll get the job done. I'll get the job done. The young, hungry youth in me will not be denied. I will win tonight.
And they questioned if it was too soon against Conway. You proved the doubt was wrong that night. Truly in your mind, how do you keep your belts tonight? What have you seen?
I genuinely believe he does not go 12 rounds with me. I think anyone at 160 does, let alone Tyler. So tonight you will see a dominant performance.
Good luck, George.
Thank you.
The Billericay bomber. Frank Smith said, didn't he, this week, Darren, that George Liddard could be the next James Bond.
I don't know if James Bond or the villain, though. The way he turned up at the press conference.
How many fights did James Bond have?
Well, quite a few.
He does look the part, though, doesn't he? He's fabulous.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's ticking all the boxes, isn't he? Doing the right stuff, but yeah, another step up against a former European champion. But this is a fight we have in our hands right now.
Yeah, his stablemate Jimmy Sains in the green and gold has had his moments. Big punch at the end of the third had Derrick Osaze shaking, but he got his boxing back together, and he's landed a couple of rights of his own and another one here. And Sains is in a fight.
Yeah, two good right hands there from Osaze there. Sains just getting that front foot a little bit too close, I think, for that long right hand.
That's the right thing, doesn't he, as well? Osaze takes his head off the line right to that left-hand side when he throws that right hand. Good work to the body, though, from Jimmy Sains.
Yeah, lovely shot there from Sains, but doesn't seem to trouble Osaze.
What's happening to Sains? Every time he throws a combination, he holds his feet and Osaze's allowed to fire back. So I think Sains is moving too much, but ironically, when he throws the punches, he doesn't move. And then you got to move after he throws the shot.
Tony's son, Charlie Sims, opposite us, who's flown over from his home in LA and looks slightly concerned alongside Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn, their protege Jimmy Sains here defending his English title, and it's another scrap.
I'll tell you what, as well, you know, he's a young man, Jimmy Sains, but he'll be questioning himself a little bit in his power now. First time he's really been pushed back, pegged back. You start, you know, in your early days, Barry, then you start thinking, you know, is it really that powerful, my shots? You know, all of these sort of demons creep in, we're only human. And I think for Derrick Osaze, he'll be on the flip side, be thinking, I want to get close to him. I want to be the man pushing him back, and he's doing that.
Well, you panic when things that you normally work for you don't work. That's the first thing, and then you got to adapt. You mentally got to adapt. What do I do? What do I change it?
Three dropping right hands. Barry saw to interrupt from Osaze. An uppercut was in there as well. Jimmy Sains is shipping a bit, and he's giving something back here with the body shots. Could it become a shootout in the middle of the ring? A little bit like fight number one here. Last 30 of what's been a very entertaining fifth round. I'll tell you what, the action tonight. I want to stay here for a long time.
He lands with good shots, then holds his feet, and Osaze's allowed, and does fire back.
I think that's in that passage that you're talking about. He threw 3 or 4 shots, didn't he? Held his feet. You either move your head, move your feet, or go again. Let your shots go again.
This is the fight that Osaze wants. Physical, tough, because he's good at that.
What a round. Really good. Let's see how Eddie and Tony have got it.
Tony 5 down, 5 to go. We knew when we saw this one on paper that this was going to be a tough matchup for Jimmy Sains, and that's what you need in order to really make that next step. A lot tougher than you expected, maybe?
Osaze's his game. You know, listen, only Denzel Bentley's blew him out, so he's here to give him rounds, but ultimately, I think Jimmy's winning everything so far. I mean, I think he's in control. It's just the odd counter shot here and there that worries me. He landed a big right hand in the previous round before that last one, and he hasn't come out and set the tempo and set the pace. I just feel he's got to stop going on the back foot. He needs to take centre stage, use that jab as a weapon, stop using it as a rangefinder, land it to hit, and then come back with the right hand, and I think he'll get rid of Osaze.
Adam Smith very quickly mentioned he's the better boxer of the two. Does he need to maybe box a bit more rather than fight?
He is the better boxer, but Osaze's the more relaxed fighter in there, and that's a bit of a problem at the minute.
Tony believes Jimmy Sains will come through this, that he's up. You're not so sure, Barry.
I know he's twice the size of me, so I'm not going to say anything.
You can say what you like to. It's all subjective.
I don't agree. I think Osaze's up for me. I think he's been the far busier fighter of the two. I do think that the bigger moments have belonged to Jimmy Sains. I would say that, but I just think he's been on hustle for most of the rounds.
Yeah, look, it's been a really good 5 rounds, I'll tell you that. You know, ebbed and flowed in occasions. Yeah, the better, cleaner shots have landed from Jimmy Sains, but he's been non-stop, hasn't he, Derrick Osaze? But he has been hurt.
Buttigieg and Goodwin gave us an absolute show opener, and this second fight, not quite in the same high-octane pace, but it's been very, very entertaining. A lot of sweat flying down the backs of both of these guys. It's warm in here tonight at the Copper Box.
But you know, we thought Michael Conlan won last night, didn't we? And we got that, and the judges saw a totally different fight.
I'll tell you what, it's a good point, Adam. He really is hot.
It's really hot. Victor Loughlin had him by 4. Conlan.
Yeah, well, there you go then.
It is subjective, this business. Who have you got at home? Second half of this, Jimmy Sains or Derrick Osaze? I think Osaze's boxing really well, but Sains is answering him.
Got to be quicker with the jab there. A lot sharper with the jab.
Good work from Osaze. Just these short punches. The tactics are good, aren't they? Staying on top of Sains, not allowing him to get the leverage on the jab.
It stays safe. You might have to take a shot, but you'll block most of them. And then after he throws, you know he's there to be hit again.
And again, they're saying in the red corner.
See there, lovely work there from Sains. At least he moved his head this time. Lovely work, but again, he ain't going to dance away. Just a little pivot off to the left.
He just smothered the work there as well as Osaze. He tried to land a couple of shots to the body with that left hand, Jimmy Sains. So I'd like to see a double up of attack. Or, as you say, move your head, move your feet and get out there.
Good performance against Troy Coleman last time out, but it takes another right hand. Jimmy Sains, this is the hardest professional fight so far. He's been caught time and again by Derrick Osaze.
I'd say if Osaze was a puncher,
I'll tell you now, look, I said about Osaze's left hand having to be tight. He's got to tighten up his left hand, Jimmy Sains. He's a little loose.
But to be fair there, Osaze, the way he slid across to the left and just threw that right hand on the top, it was so smooth.
Power though from Sains. Found it at the end of the 3rd. Can he find it late on in the 6th here? The quantity and the hustle definitely from Derrick Osaze, but Jimmy Sains still has that power.
It's a good fight though, isn't it?
Really good fight. It's just great when you don't know who's going to win at any stage. It was like that really with Buttigieg when you thought maybe he'd lose that. Came out on the fire at the end of this one. Who wins?
And maybe Sains might have to do the same thing, you know.
Yeah. Keep nice and calm, mate. Get down there, you're falling off balance. Keep nice and calm, take care. Look, catch off the dog, being off of them, yeah? Alright? Making it miss, but you got to make it play for the misses, yeah? Come on, let's step out this round. 7 round now, start stepping the pace up on him, do you know what I mean? Don't load up with nothing when you're in up. Like that. Alright? Make him miss with the
Round 7.
Well, it is a real step up this for Jimmy Sains, the undefeated man from Brentwood in Essex. Tony Sims in that corner, no real panic yet, but if he's going to get his 12th victory, he's got to be doing more of that. The doubling up the jab, the boxing skills, because the energy And the game plan of Derrick Osaze, Darren, has been quite good.
Yeah, look, we see it from the offset, didn't we, in that opening round, to out-hustle, out-work Jimmy Sains. And yeah, he does need to do what Tony said in the corner there, catch and counter, you know, instead of rolling, which he seems to lose his shape a little bit when he's rolling under and the feet seem a little unsteady. Catch the gloves of Osaze, then fire back with the counters. But the jab, again, I can't say it enough. I really feel he's neglecting the jab.
I think it's because he's used to stepping in with it, and he's not doing that against Osaze.
Do you know what I would do in that instance? I would feint before I throw it.
Yeah.
So feint, then throw the jab, or the double jab. Get the reaction, get the hands high of Osaze, then you can go with the shots.
Which he's, in the past, he's done quite effectively, I think, yeah.
Oh, he's hurt him there.
Oh, the feet tripped up.
The feet tripped up, but just gave another sign there. Osaze and gets close again at a safer distance. Well done for the man from Peckham, who's really giving Sains a right old night here.
No, he really is. Tough as old boots. I thought that was a moment that Jimmy Sains could have jumped on Osaze there.
Oh, that's good work from Sains. He threw an uppercut left hook, then he moved his feet for the first time.
And look at Osaze coming back as the two shoot from the hip. Lee Every didn't have to do much apart from the points off the gum shield in our opener. And Mark Bates has just watched these two get on with it. Clean, super boxing, and great entertainment for the fans. And it's the Jimmy Sains fans who've been quietened here because they know he's in a struggle.
That was nice, double jab, then drop to the body. Back comes Osaze, he needs to keep that chin down again. He comes far too high. Accident waiting to happen, that is.
Good right from Sains, good right hand from Sains.
Big shots, but a big gulper there as well from Jimmy Sains. If he can't get Osaze out of there, he's going to have to pace this well. This is fascinating.
Shape so important in these later rounds now. Who can keep their composure as well, who can pick the moments correctly.
And even though Osaze, he's landed some good shots in this round, I just think the accuracy hasn't been there as it has in the past. And for Sains, I think he's landed some really good shots in this 7th round.
Yeah, the snap, ever so slightly, just left the hands of Osaze.
Can hardly have time to catch your breath. It's been one of those nights so far. Fabulous action on the global home of boxing, DAZN, and from Britain it is over the pond we go. Orlando, Florida. Carlos Adames defending his WBC world title in this 11 stone 6 division against Austin Ammo Williams. Really good one. Catch all the action, part of your DAZN subscription. A couple of weeks' time, it's the return of Pat Brown, who headlines his first show for Matchroom, the 2024 Olympian, continuing his rise through the pro ranks. Can he make it 6 KO wins from his first 6 professional fights? Friday, April the 3rd, live on DAZN. The night before, Chisora Wilder. What a time, Darren Barker.
Not a bad time to be a boxing fan, and it's so exciting seeing this new crop of stars coming through.
How are we getting back from Altrincham to the O2? We're going to go overnight, hitchhiking.
Helicopter.
Helicopter. We said we'd hitchhike, didn't we?
I'm not going with you two, whatever's happening.
I tell you what, I want to go with these two. We'll see this again. Really good fight. Jimmy Sains and Derrick Osaze. Well, they're taking off where the other two left off in the opener. More good action in this middleweight division. Who takes home the English title? Have you got it, guys? What are you thinking?
I think he was quite happy in the corner there, Tony Sims, because I think he just relaxed a little bit more, didn't he, in that last round? Sains, and I think he had more success because of that.
He's trying to respond here, Osaze, as well. I think he's trying to let Jimmy Sains know I sort of had a round off there. He's got busy again, hasn't he? But Jimmy says, I don't mind this movement, but get back to the centre of the ring. Get to the centre, let the hands go, let that big spiteful 1-2 go.
Oh, right hand! We said it at the same time from Jimmy Sains. That's the punch that could be the decider if Osaze tires, but then Sains could tire, just shoving him off Osaze. And best a spell from Sains, but back comes Osaze again, Barry.
And this might be a pivotal moment here for Sains. He can have another good round here. That's 2 good rounds on the spin. You know, that momentum thing in boxing is funny. It puts confidence in one person and a panic in the other.
You're right. That 7th round was good for Sains if he could build on that and take himself down the home stretch. Bit of blood from the nose of Sains, and finally a ticking off from Mark Bates, who's been so quiet. Is he just feeling it? He's put so much effort into this, Derrick Osaze, and Jimmy Sains beginning to find punches now cleaner late on.
That was good from Jimmy Sains there, but just the movement after, just put on the back foot slightly. He took a step round to his left-hand side and almost took him away from the centre of the ring, but yeah, he's looking a lot more compact here, isn't he, and powerful, and Derrick Osaze has lost his weight slightly.
And ironically, not loading up makes him more compact, makes him more powerful, strangely, but it's allowing him to move after he throws the shots.
Sains showing us something tonight. He's navigated some rough patches here. Another body shot creeps in as well, but he's still there and firing. Definitely won the 7th, might win this 8th, but Osaze with success late on in this round as well. Wow, what a good fight.
Yeah, he put a lot in early, didn't he, as well, Osaze? How's the tank holding up?
Which might have given the lead, Mike, so you know, the tactics would have been spot on. If it has given him the lead. And, you know, and you always get a second wind in a fight, especially when you're doing well.
Who's in the lead for you, quickly?
Osaze.
I think it's very close, but I'm liking Jimmy Sains in these later stages.
And how will the 3 judges have it? And how has Johnny Fisher got it? He knows Jimmy Sains pretty well.
Yeah, opinions split, Johnny, at ringside. Some got Osaze ahead, some have got Jimmy Sains ahead with 2 rounds to go. How have you got it?
I agree with Darren Barker. I think there's some quality work coming from Jimmy in his latter rounds. And, yeah, I think he's going to finish strong in his last round. One thing's for sure, Tony Sims, you'll be super fit training in that camp.
Heading into this fight, and everyone was saying in the build-up that the power of Jimmy Sains that we've seen at a certain level might not necessarily be enough. That's proving true, isn't it?
Well, we've seen in this round, the early rounds, he caught him, and he caught him again later on. I think Jimmy can get him out of it. If he believes in that backhand and sets it up nicely with a double jab, he can get him out of it. So, another exciting fight at the copper box here.
And at this stage of your career, how important are these types of learning fights as well?
These are what build you, these are what make you into the fighter you want to one day dream of being. So this is going to be good for Jimmy down the line. Great fight.
On we go then, who's going to get it 8 down, 2 to go?
Copper Bosch, it's normally called this place, isn't it, with Johnny Fisher in his army. We want to see the Romper Bull back in action soon. Great to hear him as part of our programme tonight. Just thinks Jimmy Sains coming on strong, but it is close. Derrick Osaze has 1 rounds here, maybe up on the cards. 2 to go. Critical championship rounds. It's not over 12, it's only over 10. English title on the line. The champion, remember, in the green and gold, Jimmy Sains, undefeated. But Derrick Osaze has taken this opportunity.
Well, that's 2 good rounds on the spin there for Jimmy Sains, so the momentum has switched to his favour. But Osaze also can see the finishing line now with 2 rounds to go. Can he up the pace? Can he get that second wind?
Body shot from Osaze again. Could it come down to who wants it more? This is the round that Buttigieg came back in, found that late drama to win his fight. Will there be some sort of repeat in the last few minutes here, or will it go to the cards?
Nice from Sains there, nice clean work. Osaze was letting his hands go, but not so as accurate as Sains was.
And he tucked up well after, didn't he? Yeah. Good, just kept his shape really, really well. So important. You mentioned the championship rounds, Adam. I can't reiterate and say it enough. It's so important that you don't make any silly mistakes, and you do that by keeping the fundamentals on point.
Blood from the nose of Jimmy Sains, just trickling more as the 2 try and eke it out centre ring. Physical battle now.
Lovely 1-2 there from Sains. Just a little lean back.
just the extra class, isn't it, late on from Jimmy Sains, who is moving better around the ring, and Osaze's just, yeah, he's lost his quality a bit, Osaze.
Yeah, just a bit more sharpness in the work of Sains here. It's lovely again, but doing a little bit after he throws the punch down.
Exactly, just subtle movements with the head, the hands, the feet. And he's lost the snap in the shots, Osaze, and I think he's just telegraphing ever so slightly, and that's allowed Sains to find the counter.
Light on his toes there, Jimmy Sains, and Osaze trying to respond, but not as clean and out of range. I think he must be feeling the pace, Osaze, having put a tremendous shift in.
Lovely work there from Sains, the combination, the roll underneath.
He's got to keep taking that step to his left-hand side, Osaze, and throw that right hand over the top.
I tell you what, Osaze's corner is screaming to come forward. To be fair, he is trying to. I just think he's, like you say, he's not got a little bit of sharpness. And so he's walking on the shots, whereas before he was walking underneath the shots.
Absolutely, that jab, wow, got step round the target, really, really good.
Brilliant boxing from Jimmy Sains, who's finding some good stuff laid on. Osaze's not done yet, but that might be 3 rounds on the spin for the unbeaten fighter, and it could be crucial that.
Coaching one more round, right? He ain't got nothing in the tank left in at all. He's falling over his own feet now. He's just swinging away from miles back, right? Keep making him miss, come back with them shots.
What's wrong, Jimmy? Touch good.
So put some of that over his head. Good, come on, you need this last round now, right? Need the last round. Right?
Yeah? You're excellent, man. You've done excellent. Yeah?
You're doing excellent. Tony Sims in the other corner saying he's ragged, he's feeling the pace, which he is, I think. Derrick Osaze, how have the judges got it? What are you thinking at home? Champion in the green and gold, Jimmy Sains, can he keep his undefeated record? He's been classy at times. Derrick Osaze has been non-stop at others. It's got to be close, Barry.
Yeah, it has. A lovely right hand there from Osaze. Darren picked up the wrong microphone.
The wrong mic, sorry. You heard Tony in the corner there saying you need this last round, trying to G up his man.
Do you think Sains needs this last round, Darren?
It's too close.
I've not been scoring this round by round. Look at the damage to the eye, the left eye of Osaze.
Yep, some blood late on. It'll be okay, he'll be able to get through. Only 2 minutes or so left in the fight. It's been a pulsating pace. Not quite the classic that the opener was, but it's been really good. It's been very competitive, and we still don't know who's going to get it.
I tell you something though, if Sains wins this fight because he won the second half more convincingly, that's a real positive, that is. For a guy who's been knocking people over left, right and centre, to show you got the engine to concentrate later in the fight is fantastic. But Osaze as well, you know, if he get up the pace here now, I think he got a real good shot.
100%. You know, when you get stoppage late, it's a real buzz. You know you're fit and you carry that power late, but to be able to adjust and show something in the second half of the fight when your opponent's done so well. And on the flip side, Osaze, regardless of what happens here, he can be extremely proud of his effort here. He's given it everything.
Real education for Jimmy Sains, who's looking tired. Osaze, blood from the eye, doesn't bother him. He's straight back into the line of fire. Sains quality at times, but so much from Osaze as well. Just over a minute left in this. Will the judges go for the unbeaten man? Will they go for the away fighter who's come down from Nottingham and put everything into this? Could it be a draw? Who knows?
I think Sains is winning this round, and this might win in the fight, you know.
What a watch. What a fantastic
good
watch.
From Osaze. Now Sains has to give ground. A knockdown here could be a clincher.
I thought he's been so good, Osaze, but the last few rounds just lost his shape and lost his way a little bit. and that's fatigue. It's understandable. He's put so much effort to force the pace.
It's sort of been a fight of two halves. It's how you score the first. Sains has definitely won rounds in the second half of this. They've both won the hearts of these fans inside the last 30 seconds. Osaze going for it. Sains answering him. Brilliant. He looks tired. The unbeaten man from Brentwood. And here comes Osaze. And if he holds on here, Jimmy Sains, has he just done enough? Ever so close. What a good fight again at the Copper Box tonight. There'll be people standing at ringside. These two have given us another top fight. And let's go and find out how the boys have it as well. I want to hear how Tony and Johnny have it. Firstly, quickly, Barry, who wins for you?
I think because of that last half of the fight, I think for me, Sains just nicked it.
Jimmy Sains.
Jimmy Sains says Barry. Jimmy Sains says Darren. What does Tony and Johnny say, Addy?
Number one, that's 2 from 2 for tonight, really. It's been a fantastic night of boxing. Johnny, let me come to you. You know Jimmy Sains, you train with him in the same gym. How do you think that one played out?
I think it was excellent. I think the way that he was... he came into the fight in the second half, he showed another light heart like Lenny Butjig, but we were saying to Tony on the edge of the ring, when he was throwing straight shots, the 1-2s and setting it up with a jab, he looked excellent, and he weathered a good storm there and finished strong.
Derrick Osaze's got his hands raised as well. He thinks he's done enough. I spoke to you halfway through the fight. You felt like Jimmy was well ahead. How do you see it, Tony?
Listen, I thought Osaze come on really well in the second half of the fight in parts, but ultimately, it's a bit, you know what? This could be one of them where it's a draw. A draw wouldn't surprise me. I thought Osaze done really well at closing the distance, and Sains tired drastically.
Yeah.
I thought he started off well technically, he was the better fighter, sharper, but he just tired, and the power shots weren't landing, he weren't getting the responses that he wanted and needed.
One thing we do know about Sains, Johnny, is that he's a puncher. Of his 11 wins, 10 knockouts. That's good that he can go the distance and still try and find some power shots. He shows that he is training hard in the gym.
Well, it's always the thing when you're a good knockout puncher, people want to say, oh, can he go the distance, can he weather a storm? And he's done that tonight. He showed power as well, he affected Osaze in there. So to show that and also show the other part of the game, he's ticked a lot of boxes tonight. He's got to show a little bit more variety, in my opinion. He's got to show a little bit more, a bit better IQ. He's got a brilliant coach in the corner, Tony Sims. I just feel he's got to show different options as the fight goes on.
One thing we do know is that Osaze always gives you a tough test. He did it to Tyler Denny.
Yes.
He did it to George Liddard as well, as you mentioned at the start. Only Denzel Bentley was able to flatten him. All right, we are ready. I believe Ben Edwards has a decision for us. Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards, and they read as follows. Reese Carter scores the contest 95-95 even. Bob Williams scores the contest 97-93. Lee Every scores the contest 96-94 for your winner. And still, English and Commonwealth silver champion, Jimmy Sains.
This makes it 12-0 by 4-2 and a draw on the other card. It was close, it was tough, it was an absolute cracker for these fans, but Sains gets the education and gets the victory.
That was incredible, and as Ade said there, that's 2 out of 2 here at the Copper Box. British boxing is built around fighters like Derrick Osaze, tough men who give it their all. He can come again. I'm telling you now, he's feeling sorry for himself, and I understand why. Jimmy Sains, he'll be thrilled that he's got the win there.
I tell you what, 97-93, the right winner, I think, but 97-93 is disrespectful, I think, to Osaze.
Osaze shaking his head in disgust. He doesn't like that. Jimmy Sains came over to us to ask what we thought. I'm not sure he was totally sure, but he gets the win, and he keeps his title in a really good fight, and this is a really good fight. Don't blink. It is, wow, the Battle of Britain, the Battle of the World, Fabian Wardley putting his WBO World Championship on the line against the former World King Daniel Dubois. DAZN, the home of the heavyweights, May the 9th. Absolutely superb. Well done to Derrick. I think that's his sister with him. And let's get to Ali. Jimmy Sains gets the victory.
Jimmy Sains does get the victory, but only Josh heard the scorecards there. One of the judges had it a draw as well, but he defends his English middleweight title, maybe a British or Commonwealth title coming up next. All right, Giorgio Vizioli hasn't put a foot wrong since turning pro back in 2023. 10 fights, 10 wins, have earmarked the unbeaten lightweight as a future world title prospect. Tonight he defends his English championship against a very experienced Levi Giles, and he's going to be looking to put on another punch-perfect display.
First of all, great year. Matchroom's busiest prospect. Really big confidence, you know, even having the headliner at 22, you know, a lot of pressure on my shoulders, but now even coming into this fight, a lot more confident, you know, more relaxed. I'm on another level to most of these English level guys, and it's going to be shown, especially this camp I've had. Big fights, keep winning, keep racking up the belts, the titles, and really become a big name in 2026, and still English champion.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by That Prize Guy.
If you had the choice, what prize would change your life?
Yes!
Woohoo! Competitions from as little as 5p per entry. What are you waiting for? You could be next to change your life with That Prize Guy.
Hey, Toad, looking good.
Who is this? So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Oh, Yoshi's here. Yay!
DAZN is the global home of sport, and DAZN Bet makes you part of the action. Earn rewards, unlock new betting experiences for real fans. Bet on the sports you love.
Get up to £10 in free bets every week with DAZN Bet Boxing.
When receipts, invoices and expenses pile up, tax can feel scary. Intuit QuickBooks uses AI-powered tools like automated checkers to make compliance easier, so you can crack on with the job. Outdo it with Intuit QuickBooks.
Mr. Q! At Mr. Q Casino, we tell it how it is. When players win, they love Q. When players lose, they hate Q. Oh dear. They love Q. Oh, he's not happy. They hate Q. Oh, love Q. Hate Q. Love Q. Oh no, hate Q. It'll grow back. Mr. Q, the casino you love to hate. We kind of love that.
The Jupiler Pro League is heating up.
Inter against Roma, a gladiatorial battle to prove their Scudetto credentials.
And that's a fabulous goal from Federico Di Marco. What a finish that was.
Wesley! What a game of football.
casino you love to hate, Mr. Q.
It's a good shot there, wasn't it? Plenty of heavyweight action coming your way here on the zone. We've got next week Mosley Town looks to show why he is talked about as a future heavyweight champion when he takes on Jermaine Franklin. Also next Saturday, we've got a bit bare knuckle fighting. Returns with a heavyweight showdown between Parker Porter and Hayes Wilson. And then on April the 4th, the two war horses, Derrick Osaze and Deontay Wilder, headline at London's O2. But don't forget, we also have world title action tonight as well, and that one is live from Orlando, Florida.
We're rescheduling this fight if the worst comes to the worst. And if we have to wait 2 or 3 months to fight for the WBC world title, listen, we'll take it then. Do you know what I mean? And maybe you're even more ready than you are now. You have my word, whatever happens, we will fight for that WBC world title.
Ready to go. He is ready to go. The Phoenix has risen. Oh, big left hand, and he's up.
Yeah, that one coming up later on tonight, but up next here in London, it is Giorgio Vizioli, who's made it a perfect 10 out of 10. Last time out when capturing his first professional title, that English lightweight strap. Tonight he defends that title for the first time against Levi Giles. Should be a cracking matchup. Let's have a look at the stats, the tell of the tape on this one. A lot of the experience in the way of Giles. Obviously, he started his pro campaign back in 2017, has boxed more than double the rounds of Giorgio Vizioli. If you look at the power of Vizioli, 60% knockout ratio to Giles' 24%. All right, let's get the full to Johnny Fisher. Johnny, you were part of the team, the Mark Tibbs' team, for a long time with Giorgio Vizioli. You done those trips to Vegas. You saw him spar all the American prospects as well. He's a big talent.
Fantastic talent. I've spent a lot of time, as you said, in Vegas with Giorgio. Saw him spar some great prospects coming through. What I most like about Giorgio is his footwork and his ability to counter punch off the back foot. I think he's got a languid style in that way. He gets a lot of range on his punches, and that can catch a lot of people out who are heavy-footed on the front foot. He can really capitalise and make that space and make you pay.
What I like about him as well is I saw an interview with him this week talking about those trips to America, and he's saying that's what he wants to do. He's saying, I want to go over there and spar some of the best, just to kind of work out different styles. And for a guy so young to say, let me do it that way, I guess you need to applaud that.
Yeah, definitely. It gives him good ground. And listen, he's a bright prospect, he really is. He's one of the very few prospects I've seen that comes through, and every opponent he's faced has a winning record. He hasn't been built on nobodies. He hasn't been fed journeyman with massive losing records. He's been fed proper fights at proper times. I mean, the stoppage of Kane Bacon inside 4 rounds was quite impressive, to be honest. So he's been given the right path, the right direction. Very similar to Liddard, if I'm being totally honest. And I just think tonight he'll be far too much for Levi. I mean, we've seen him before. He lost to Michael Gomez Jr. And I just think we know his level. Giorgio Vizioli is well above this level, and I think he'll come in here tonight and show it.
Who knows, though? 2 from 2 tonight. Will it be 3 from 3? Giorgio Vizioli makes the first defence of his English lightweight title against Levi Giles. Let's go back to your MC for this one, Mr. Ben Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next title fight of the evening. 10 rounds for the English lightweight title. Introducing first, please welcome Levi Giles.
From the fishing port of Grimsby, the well-schooled, skillful and decent puncher too at times, Levi Giles on his day can be a real handful. 17 victories. He's only lost to Michael Gomez Jr. and Reece Bellotti, and he was pretty good when I saw him against Kes Ashfaq. He's been a bit inactive, a bit unlucky, and this is the first major opportunity to reignite his career at the age of 29. At his finest, Darren, he's good.
He's very good, and one of the defeats there you mentioned, Michael Gomez Jr., I thought he just nicked that fight. No shame in losing to Reece Bellotti. Yeah, he can box, and he's got this bit between his teeth. He likes to get stuck in, which makes him very excited. He's fired up for this one, Adam.
Yeah, like Levi, good, honest, dedicated pro. And maybe this will be his night. He needs it.
And now entering the arena, the English champion, Giorgio Visiole!
Well, as you heard earlier, our colleague Sonny Edwards, who's